Water is sentient. What does it mean for water to be sentient? According to some beliefs, water is considered to be sentient, which means it is capable of conscious thought, perception, and emotion, just like humans and other living beings. This belief is rooted in the concept of animism, which suggests that all things, even non-living ones, have a spirit or soul. Those who believe in the sentience of water argue that it has memory and can act as a carrier of information. This is supported by the research conducted by various scientists who have shown that water can actually be programmed with information, and that it can also retain that information for long periods of time. It is hypothesized that the water molecules themselves have a kind of consciousness that is influenced by the thoughts, emotions, and intentions of those who interact with it. This belief is not new and has been held by many ancient cultures for a long time. In Indian and Chinese cultures, water is considered to have a consciousness that can be influenced by various factors such as the environment, sound, and even prayer. The ancient Greeks also believed that water had a spirit that was capable of communicating with humans. In recent times, there has been a resurgence of interest in the concept of water as a sentient being. This is partly driven by a growing concern for the environment and a desire to find new ways of interacting with nature. Some people believe that by treating water as a conscious being, we can develop a deeper understanding of its role in our lives and in the world around us, and therefore better care of it. Sure, let me elaborate further. The concept of water as a sentient being is not scientifically proven, but it is an idea that has gained traction in recent years. It is based on the idea that water has certain properties that suggest a level of consciousness. One of the main ideas is that water can act as a medium for information. It is believed that water has a kind of memory that allows it to store information, which can be accessed by other living beings. The Japanese researcher Masaru Emoto conducted a series of experiments that showed water can be influenced by emotions, words, and music. He claimed that water can capture and store these vibrations, which can then be transmitted to other water molecules. Another property associated with the sentience of water is its ability to communicate. It is hypothesized that water can communicate with living organisms through various means, including sound, vibration, and frequency. Some people believe that water can communicate with us through intuition, dreams, and other subtle means. The idea of water as a sentient being raises interesting questions about our relationship with the natural world. It challenges us to see water, and indeed all of nature, as something worthy of respect and consideration. It also suggests that we have a responsibility to care for the environment, recognizing the interconnectedness of all things. While there is still much to be learned about the sentience of water, the idea offers a new perspective on our relationship with the natural world. It encourages us to be more mindful and conscious of the impact we have on the environment, and to approach it with greater respect and reverence. Masaru Emoto is a Japanese researcher who conducted a series of experiments that have been widely cited in discussions about the sentience of water. Emoto's experiments focused on the idea that water molecules are affected by different types of energy and stimuli, such as music, words, and emotions. In his most famous experiment, Emoto froze water samples and then photographed them under a microscope. He claimed that he could observe differences in the crystal structure of the water depending on the energy or stimulus to which it was exposed. For example, he claimed that water exposed to positive words or intentions formed more symmetrical and beautiful crystals, while water exposed to negative words or intentions formed less symmetrical and distorted crystals. It is worth noting that Emoto's experiments have been criticized by some scientists for lacking proper controls and for being too subjective in their interpretation of the images. However, his findings have been widely circulated in popular media and have sparked interesting discussions about the potential consciousness of water. The implications of Emoto's findings are significant, as they suggest that the way we interact with water and the environment around us can have a profound effect on the world. If water is indeed sentient, then the way we treat it is important not just for our own health and well-being, but for the health of the environment. Some proponents of the concept of water as a sentient being suggest that by treating it with respect, and by showering it with positive energy and intentions, we can create a more harmonious and balanced relationship with nature.